For centuries, the sands of Egypt have whispered secrets of pharaohs and pyramids. But the greatest secrets weren't buried in the sand. They were sleeping beneath the sea. Imagine not one, but two legendary cities, lost for over 1,000 years. Their stories preserved not by dry desert air, but by the silent, dark waters of the Mediterranean. This is the story of Egypt's sunken cities and of a hidden world of drowned history that spans the entire globe. We are about to dive into the depths to uncover civilizations swallowed by the waves. Off the coast of Abukir Bay, near modern-day Alexandria, lies a story that sounds like pure myth. The ancient Greek historians Herodotus and Strabo wrote of a glorious, wealthy port city called Heracleion, a gateway to Egypt, where the pharaohs themselves welcomed visitors. They spoke of a city of immense temples, towering statues, and bustling harbors. But for over 1,000 years, Heracleion was just that, a legend. There was no trace of it on land. Scholars debated if it had ever existed at all. Then, in the year 2000, after years of painstaking search, French underwater archaeologist Frank Goddio and his team made one of the most significant discoveries in archaeological history. Their hands, guided by sophisticated technology, found what the sands had failed to preserve. Emerging from the murky depths were colossal statues of pharaohs and gods, forgotten for millennia. They had found Thonis-Heracleon. The city wasn't a myth, it was a marvel, frozen in time, 45 meters under the sea. Alongside it lay the ruins of its sister city, Canopus, another center of trade and pilgrimage. How did these mighty cities, the very heart of Egyptian trade with the Greek world, simply vanish beneath the waves? The demise of Thonis-Heracleon and Canopus wasn't a single, dramatic event like the eruption that buried Pompeii. This was a catastrophe in slow motion, a perfect storm of geological vulnerability and environmental pressure. The cities were built on the unstable clay and silt of the Nile Delta. The weight of their massive stone temples and buildings, combined with the gradual rising of sea levels and a series of earthquakes and tsunamis, likely caused the ground to liquefy. Essentially, the very earth beneath these magnificent cities turned to soup. Over a period of perhaps a few centuries, the buildings sank, and the Mediterranean Sea rushed in, swallowing them whole. The water, which seemed to be the agent of destruction, ironically became the agent of preservation. The sea floor, devoid of oxygen, protected these treasures from the erosion and human interference that damaged so many land-based sites. A stunning 5.4-meter tall statue of the god Hapi, the deity of the Nile's abundance, was found perfectly intact. Dozens of sunken ships, gold coins, intricate jewelry, and stone tablets inscribed with hieroglyphics that confirmed the city's identity as Thonis-Heracleon were all brought to the surface. The sea didn't destroy this world. It put it into a deep, protective sleep. But this story is not unique to Egypt. All around our world, coastlines hide what archaeologists call submerged landscapes. These are not just single cities, but vast territories that were once dry land, home to prehistoric humans. During the last ice age, so much of the planet's water was locked up in glaciers that sea levels were over 120 meters lower than they are today. What are now the continental shelves were vast, fertile plains. Then, the world warmed. The glaciers melted, and the seas rose, inundating millions of square kilometers of land. This global flooding event, which occurred roughly between 18,000 and 5,000 years ago, erased countless settlements and forever changed the map of humanity. The lost cities we find are just the tip of the iceberg. They are the more recent victims of a process that has been ongoing for millennia. In the clear waters off the coast of Yonaguni Island, Japan, lies a formation that sparks fierce debate. Discovered in 1986 by a local diver, the Yonaguni Monument is a massive sandstone structure rising from the sea floor. It features what appear to be perfectly straight edges, sharp corners, stair-like terraces, and even what looks like a carved face. The structure is enormous, about 150 meters long and 30 meters high. The central question is this: is Yonaguni a natural geological wonder, or is it the remnant of a lost civilization, a Japanese Atlantis swallowed by the Pacific Ocean? Mainstream geologists argue that the peculiar shapes are the result of natural sandstone fracturing, shaped by strong ocean currents over thousands of years. They point to similar, though smaller, formations on land. However, other researchers, including some archaeologists, see the hand of human intelligence. They highlight the precise 90-degree angles, the twin monoliths that seem placed, and the overall symmetrical layout as evidence of megalithic construction. If it is man-made, it would have been built when the area was above water, pushing the timeline of complex civilization in the region back by nearly 10,000 years. Whether natural or artificial, Yonaguni stands as a powerful reminder of how much of human history could be lying just out of sight, beneath the waves. Moving from the Pacific to the Indian Ocean, we find a story that bridges myth and reality. In the sacred texts of ancient India, the Mahabharata, there is a glorious description of the city of Dwarka. It was the legendary capital of Lord Krishna, a city so magnificent it was said to be built by the divine architect Vishwakarma. The text described Dwarka as a fortified city full of grandeur, with beautiful gardens, palaces, and a vast network of canals. But upon Krishna's departure from the world, the story says, the sea rose and consumed the city, leaving no trace behind. For centuries, this was considered a beautiful allegory. Then, in the late 20th century, marine archaeologists began exploring the waters off the modern coastal town of Dwarka in Gujarat. What they found was astounding. They uncovered the submerged remains of a large ancient settlement. They found stone structures, pillars, pottery, and artifacts that have been dated to be around 3,500 years old, a time frame that aligns with the traditional date of the Mahabharata War. While a direct, verified link to the Krishna of legend is impossible to prove, the discovery of a major ancient city precisely where the texts said it would be, and which met its end by being submerged, is a breathtaking convergence of myth and archaeology. It suggests that the story of Dwarka, like that of Heracleion, contains a powerful kernel of historical truth. While the legends of Atlantis capture our imagination, the real value of these underwater sites is the unvarnished window they provide into daily life. Nowhere is this more true than at Pavlopetri, off the coast of southern Greece. Discovered in 1967, Pavlopetri is unique for one stunning reason. It is the oldest known submerged city in the world, dating back over 5,000 years to the Bronze Age. Unlike other sites, Pavlopetri's entire urban plan is laid out on the sea floor. You can swim down its main street, see the foundations of its homes, shops, and tombs. The city was engulfed by the sea around 1000 BC, likely due to a combination of earthquakes and sea level rise. Because it was abandoned and never rebuilt, it remains a perfect time capsule. Archaeologists have mapped a complete town, providing an unprecedented view of how